Hey, welcome back to Guitar Dojo. I'm so excited for you. After today, you're gonna know all of your notes, chords, and scales on your fretboard. You're welcome. On top of that, you've memorized all the notes in your chords, so now you can look at your fretboard and see where all your triads are at. You're gonna find these notes all clustered together. Here's your C chord, here's your A minor all over the fretboard, here's your F chord, your E minor chord, your G chord all over the fretboard, and the B diminished all over your fretboard. The natural notes contain all of your chords and triads and scales and arpeggios. You just have to learn where they're at. The first layer is your open chords. We have these positions down. When you add in the next 3 layers of chords, your bar chords, your 7th chords, and your triads, you have a complete picture of all of your chords and scales on your fretboard. Your finger exercises last week were your 2-3 and your 2-4. Get your timer out and let's get a time test so you can compare this time to the first week's time. You want to play this up and down your frets until your lead finger hits your 12th fret. Start with your second finger. It's going to be a little bit awkward with your finger on the end like this, but starting like this, you want to reach your fingers. Make sure they're separated. You're reaching towards that next fret. Slide it up. Play that as fast as you can all the way up to your 12th fret and write down that time. How did you do compared to your first time? Were you faster? You want to get each one of these just as fast as you can play the first set of exercises. Continue to work on the first 2 workouts and add this one in. That's 15 minutes of total guitar practice. And starting with our notes, you only have 2 frets that you're going to have to learn. Your 11th fret is all sharps and flats, and the 12th fret is the same as the open strings, and you already know that. This is our 3rd workout that completes our fretboard. As you can see, we're adding in our F chord and our Ionian mode, also known as the major scale. Starting with our notes, on our 9th fret we have 2 notes, B, E, B. Pretty easy to remember, right on our inside strings. B, E. On our 10th fret we have D, G, C, F, A, D. And as you can see on the 11th fret, there's nothing for you to memorize, and your 12th fret is E, A, D, G, B, E, B, G, D, A, E. Same as your open. When memorizing notes, to make it a little more interesting, let's just move it back and do a review from the 7th fret. B, E, A, D, B, C, F, G, C, B, E, D, G, C, F, A, D, B, E, C, F, G, C, B, E, A, D, B. Go ahead and drill these notes in, and you have your entire fretboard memorized. For our last set of exercises, we have our 1-4 and our 3-4. Use this to develop your 4th finger. Work on accuracy and stretching out. You want to keep your 4th finger as close to the fretboard as possible, building your muscle memory so you can play faster. Make sure you're reaching from your 1st fret all the way over to the end of your 4th fret with your pinky. 3 E and a 4 E and a. When you're using your 3rd and your 4th finger, start over here and reach your 4th finger all the way to that next bar of the next fret. 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Each one of those drills, 1 minute long. Concentrate on memorizing everything. You are almost there. Work on speeding up your fingers and maintaining everything you've already memorized. Next, we have our Ionian mode. This is the favorite pattern for guitar players as a major scale because the root note is on your first finger. It makes it easy for a guitar player. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. It's also a favorite pattern because it's symmetrical. Every 2 strings is the same shape. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. I've always used my middle finger for the whole step spacing. I have some students that use their ring finger, just doesn't feel good to me. So I use this one. The first string set steps are 1, 2, 4 for me. 1, 2, 4, using the whole step spacing. Down a string, still 1, 2, 4, but it's that half step. And then when I shift up, it's 1, 3, 4. That makes it easy for your hand to get these positions down. 20 and a 2 E and a E and a 4 E and a. Keep in mind, 60 beats a minute is your minimum time. As you start to memorize everything, speed everything up. Get your fingers working, get them moving, get the blood pumping. And last, we have our open chords. We have our C major chord, which is C, E, open G, C, E. We have our A minor chord, which is A, C, E, A, E, A, C, E. We have our little F chord, which is F, A, C, F, A, C, F. This chord also comes from that bar chord, so you can play that bar chord and have that low note in your F chord as well. But for now, get this, and we'll work our way up to that bar chord. And last, we have our G major chord, which is G, B, D. G, B, D, G, D, G. The F chord, for the most part, is one of the hardest chords for beginners. Let me show you a couple of ways to work on this when you're moving through these chord progressions. Starting from your C chord, if you take these 2 fingers, move them down 1 string to your F and your A, then with your first finger, lean this back so you're covering your first fret. The hardest thing is right under here, the meat of your finger touches the next string and you get that. Work on separating your fingers, get this one to bar across. Coming from your A minor chord, you're gonna have to take these 2 fingers and just switch them. So I take this, switch my fingers, drop my first finger down, plant that. Going back to C, raise these up and stand your fingers up. Playing your C, A minor, and F will give you an opportunity to leave this finger anchored and just work on moving these 2 fingers. Now let's work on this chord progression for 1 minute. You got your 1, 6, 4, 5, 2, and ready, play. Practice moving that around for 1 minute. Work your way up to that speed. Once you can move it to where you're at 60 beats per minute with eighth notes, start speeding that up. Work on getting the control, speed, dexterity, and precision with your fingers to land and plant those chords. From now on, use these exercises to practice 15 minutes a day. This will cover all of the notes, scales, and chords on your fretboard. Once you have everything memorized, you're just maintaining your knowledge and increasing your speed. The next workout is going to add in your diminished chords so you have a complete picture of your entire fretboard. Check you in the next video.